I already feel bad for David Lemieux. I've went over the tape multiple times. I've tried to figure out a way he can get this done. I found one way, but it's not looking good for if you David Lemieux fan, it's not looking good. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. In this video, I break down David Benavidez, David Lemieux, goes down this Saturday. Let's get into it. Like I said before, y'all, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. All things boxing, breakdowns, predictions, conversations. Let's just jump into it. As we know, the monster, David Benavidez, looks to take on David Lemieux. I think on paper, based on the names, it's a good fight. I think in reality, not so much, because shout out to David Lemieux. You know, his losses are against name-known guys, you know, Billy Joe Saunders, Triple G, Marco Antonio Rubio. He has another one in there. I think it's a little earlier than those three losses, but he's not losing the bums. I think he's a winner of 4 or 5 fights in a row, a couple stoppages, a UD, and a split decision. That was the Maxim Bursak fight, which I actually think he lost if you go back and watch it, 10-rounder. But he's been doing his thing, you know, all greens in the win column, and he's been out here. But this is the issue. They want you to believe, based on his recent history, his pedigree, who he's been with, which does get credit, that somehow or another David Lemieux actually stands a chance against David Benavidez. But I'll tell you this, the one thing he has going for him is that left hook. If you've ever seen him fight, you know exactly what it is. Let's get into the clips right here. The one thing I got to give David Lemieux a lot of credit for is he will try to utilize jab and quality footwork. The issue that he runs into, with especially with his footwork, while it looks good, it's not deliberate. He's just doing it because that's what he's been trying to do, but not apply it in a way that gives him some sort of advantage or puts his opposition at a disadvantage. If you look at the clips here, this is Spike O'Sullivan, jabs well, moves the inside. They have a quick exchange, and here you see it, yep, knockout with the left hook, and this is that bread and butter punch. When we go over to the Maxim Bursak fight, you'll see him deploy their left hook often, but you'll also see the primary thing, and I don't want to get too far ahead, that's going to probably spell doom for him. I like the fact that David Lemieux tries to actually box and set up the left hand. Like I said before, the jab is there. It's available for him. He throws it often, sometimes from too far out, but by and large, that jab and that left hook, that's David Lemieux. He has ridiculous power. When he fought Maxim Bursak, he did drop him in the 6th round. After, in my opinion, he got dropped twice, and I think he pretty much lost every round. But his power carried through for the duration of that bout into the later rounds. That was only a 10-round bout. So you're talking about the back half of the fight, round 6. He drops Maxim Bursak. Look at the tape here, or the video here, whatever. So that's a good sign for him. He's always had pretty good cardio and conditioning. He comes in shape, and he can fight hard for 8, 10, 12 rounds if that's what's necessary, which it will be against David Benavidez. All those things being said, shout out to David Lemieux. You have a great left hook, you have good cardio, and you have a slightly above average jab by how you deploy it and utilize it to set up stuff off the jab. Shout out to you. The one area where you're going to get into a lot of trouble, and now I'm sounding like a broken record because I think about Oscar Valdez. I was critical of him about this. Yordenis Ugas, critical of this. Canelo Alvarez, most recently against Dimitri Bivol, highly critical of him with this. You guys who want to live in this high guard, it's not it. These things are situational. That's why I have a deep level appreciation for a guy like Floyd. He will come in with a high guard at a distance, come in with a traditional stance, come in with a shell, and just give you different looks. Come in with the hand down, with the wide variety of jabs. He just does his thing. The high guard is something I feel like guys with a lot of power fall in love with because you want to sit, especially if you have longer arms, you know, cover the ears, try to catch, and then counter a shot. But if a guy like David Benavidez with 1,000 punch combinations is fighting you and has size and has power in both hands and is young and tenacious and has no losses, it's gonna be a problem. So let's take a look at this clip right here for David Lemieux and Mr. Maxim Bursak. Cracked over the top with right hand, left hand, push into the ropes. But what are you seeing here? All high guard stuff. You try to see an attempt to counter with the left hand. He gets dropped. Now, he's hurt and he's buzzed in these situations, but I want you to know there is no defensive variety. And even when he gets his wits about him, he's only thinking about getting that left hook off. This will not be an issue with David Benavidez. And the other thing I want to say about David Benavidez, we're going to switch gears for just a second here. David Benavidez has why can't I say Benavidez? This man has an amazing ability at his size and with his physical dimensions of creating leverage in tight. So that meaning where you would think his work would be smothered if he's in close, he can still figure out a way to leverage shots, hurt you, double up the left hand, and just do damage on you. Let's take a look at the Anthony Durrell fight. These highlights are crazy. Shout out to Durrell because the cut that he gets over his right eyelid is disgusting. He was fighting well up to a point, moving well laterally, utilizing the jab, and making a good account of himself. But I do feel like he realized early on in that fight he was going to be in deep against Benavidez. Let's look at the clips. The two things I want to note when the clips come up are this. Look at Benavidez's ability to create leverage while he's in tight, and then look at his ability to combination punch, drum roll, and then the one thing I feel like people miss sometimes because when you're throwing crazy combinations, it looks random. Look at the accuracy of the punches landed. Pull the clip right here. You have an individual who is wounded in Durrell, hands high, but look at each shot land, even past the guard of Durrell. Now, clearly he can't see, but this level of accuracy and finishing ability and punching with crispiness, with speed, with good pop, it's second to none for me in the sport, given his physical attributes. A guy at his size and length, you're like, oh, he'll be a little slow or lumbering. I think about a guy who's real tall in the welterweight division, Paul Williams, in the Winky Wright fight. He was just pouring it on to Winky, but you never seen him just happen, just catch him so flush, so clean. Now, we know Winky had a legendary guard. He had these long-ass arms, and, it just looked crazy, but you see the accuracy in the punches being landed against Durrell in this fight, who was a high-level fighter. He just had a knockout of his own, a highlight knockout, uppercut, but just destroy my man. But David Benavidez presents too many problems for guys who have limited defense. The other thing that I didn't mention before is maybe you can't do all these things and shoulder roll and crazy head movement. You got to know when to tie a guy up. Having a dude just beat on you so you can get one shot off and you hope and pray that it lands and gets him out of there, that is not a recipe for success. Not just against David Benavidez, but generally speaking. You have to be able to create some sort of defensive variety that allows you to deploy your offense, be safe, sound, and responsible, and then get back to the center of the ring. Languishing on the ropes and getting beat on and pounded on, trying to get one single shot off is not it. Now, you apply it situationally with these two fighters, Lemieux and Benavidez, it's a wrap for Lemieux. And I'm not going to mince words anymore. He's going to get fucked up. The only way he wins, he got to land that A-bomb. Just fold up Benavidez, who was susceptible to the shot. Durrell, he had his opportunities. Even if you look at the Porky Medina fight, which was the crazy fight you guys saw in the intro, he was having issues getting hit by Medina. Now, this is late in the fight. A lot has happened to this point. And at this point, he might be saying to himself, oh, I can accept these shots. I would not recommend that against David Lemieux because I think even if you don't get knocked out, you do get dropped. And if it's, let's say it's competitive up until a point, then, you're looking at a 10-8 round. Now, I don't know off the top of my head, but I think David Lemieux's only been stopped once. And I think it was Gennady Golovin. He got TKO'd in the 8th. That's the only person that's ever stopped David Lemieux. So he's been pretty durable his entire career. And like I said before, he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count. 5 victories in a row. I think he gets stopped, and I think he gets stopped bad by David Benavidez. That's my prediction for this particular bout. If I had to break it down in sections, I'd say the leverage that Benavidez can create in tight, the combination punching, and the accuracy. David Lemieux, limited defensively, relies heavily on that left hook, which is a really, really good one. Powerful one. Shout out to Spike O'Sullivan. He just got knocked out in the first round. And some of these other guys, I didn't even show, except for Maxim Bursak, I didn't show the rest of Lemieux's opponents because you don't know them. And these fights were filmed on a flip phone, so nobody's checking for that. But it's been a while since he's been in against top competition. We know David Benavidez is super young, super talented, has a lot of momentum, and he's doing the right things for his career, in my opinion. If you want those big names, Canelo, Charlo, whatever, you can't get them out of the way, just kick the shit out of people. Just keep stomping people out and keep doing it in highlight reel fashion. He's been better with his fitness, making weight, dedicating himself to the sport of boxing. And I think it's going to be a good night for David Benavidez. Lemieux, shout out to you for stepping up. You got a puncher's chance, but that's all you got. And I'm not picking you. Nope, straight like that. When you go here and knock him out and this video is super wrong, then I'll just accept that. But I can't see that happening. The size, the reach, the length, the talent, the ability to apply far exceed you in the eyes of a David Benavidez. He is that dude right now. And based on the stylistic matchup, the things that I've laid out in this particular video, it's a wrap. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, bell icon for notification. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. I drop wonderful content semi-regularly, but we'll bump that up, don't you worry. And better than that, the conversations that we have in the comment section are pretty dope. Whether you agree with me or you don't, I engage, we chop it up, individuals chop it up with each other, and it's a good time. So subscribe to the channel. And if you're not going to subscribe after watching this video, let me know what I can do to earn that subscription. This is your boy JG. We out.